So the Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a up and down season defensively, but towards the end of the year, the Chiefs defense really showed major improvement. Now, I know this video is mainly about the offense, but we may touch on the defense a little bit too. Actually, not even a little bit. We must touch on the defense, and we're going to do it a lot. So stay tuned in the video for the offense because that's going to be later throughout the video. But yeah, man, so the Kansas City Chiefs are at the point where they have the best defense that we've seen in a couple of seasons, right? I'm going to be breaking down why. So now let's take a look at last season and some teams they have faced. The Chiefs have had some games where they let up way too many points. For example, they gave the Bucks 31, they gave the Raiders 29, and the Broncos 28. And they still ended up winning every single one of those games. And that just goes to show you how scary this team is, man. And it's honestly crazy because with a good defense mixed with their special offense, it really puts the Kansas City Chiefs in a scary spot. And not in a bad way, in a good way, but the league should be absolutely terrified. Now, I know a lot of people don't take my videos serious sometimes when I talk about the Chiefs being terrifying, but that's honestly 100% fine. You'll just see it when they're in Vegas and they win the Super Bowl once again. So, yeah, man, now we're going to be getting into the games that the Chiefs, they have very great defensive performances. So they had games where they've held some opponents to low scores. For example, like the Rams 10, the Seahawks 10. Now, the Seahawks, that was very impressive because the Seahawks is a very good team. And the Jags 17. So the Seahawks and the Jags, two very good offenses. So holding them to less than 20 is honestly dangerous. And we could do this to more teams like the Bengals and the Bills. If we could do that consistently to them type of contending teams. I mean, the Seahawks and Jags are contenders, but you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. If we could do that, then this team is absolutely going to be insane, and it's honestly going to be very hard to lose. So now we're going to touch on some key players on the Chiefs defense last season. So first, we're going to get into Chris Jones, obviously, who had 15.5 sacks with 17 TFLs. Then we're going to get into Nick Bowen, who had 180 tackles. And Snead, who was very good coverage-wise, and Blitzen, and then McDuffie, who when he came back, our defense automatically got better. And McDuffie, man, he's going to be something special. I made a video on him, and this is my favorite cornerback other than Jaire Alexander. And I really think he's going to be something special. So they were game changers last season. They all made big plays. And, yeah, man, I honestly love what they brought to this team. I really did. I love what they brought to this team. They brought a lot of energy, and they uplifted the defense, and the other guys is playing well thanks to their leadership. So I honestly love that, and I love to see how the Chiefs defense is so in with each other. Like, the teamwork is really there, and they all have a bunch of chemistry, and they click very well. That shootout game against the Buffalo Bills that year made me realize, like, man, we need a better defense, because even though we won, that was off the strength of the overtime, and not only that, the strength of Patrick Mahomes. Well, it was off the strength of us getting the ball first, and as well as Patrick Mahomes being such a good player, right? And Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So our defense was honestly horrible that year. We let up way too much, and the Bengals did us dirty. The Bills did us dirty, like did our defense dirty. I really think Brett Veach was thinking like me. He like, all right, I'm about to go defense heavy in this draft, so that doesn't happen anymore. I like what he did. Got Trent McDuffie, got George Karlaftis, got all these studs, got Jalen Watson. He went in free agency, got Justin Reed. So I like what he did. Carlos Dunlap, who's made big plays for the team. So Brett Veach did a great job at building a solid defense for us. And I love Jalen Watson. That was a steal, and I love how much picks he got. I'm excited for his future as well. So I love what Veach did. Karlaftis and all of them, McDuffie. And it was honestly very good, and that's why we won the Super Bowl, because of this new defense, this young, hungry defense, and they're going to be even better next year, and I just can't wait. I can't stress it enough. I can't stress it enough, man. They're going to be so much better next year, and it's honestly going to be very good and intense to watch. So now we're going to be getting into the offense. So Kadarius Toney is who I want to talk about first. Now, Kadarius Toney is a very good player. He's shifty. He could do it all. And Veach made a very good trade for him. And I know he's going to be fully healthy this season, so I can't wait to see what he does. He's honestly going to be a threat, man. He could be a threat in the running game, the passing game. Like, it doesn't matter. He could do good in both attacks, and Andy Reid is going to really cook up some big plays with him when he's healthy, and I honestly can't wait to see it. And then you have Isaiah Pacheco, who's another monster, and I can't wait to see him get 1,200 yards with around 5 TDs, because he's a very good running back. He's powerful, and once he bursts out, and it's very, very hard to stop him. And that's what I like about him. He could burst out for them big plays. He could get them touchdowns. And yeah, man, We're going to see him burst out for even more big plays next year. And now that he has a full season under his belt, he's going to really improve. And I just can't wait to see it as well. So, yeah, man, I'm just loving everything about our team as a whole. With Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who I think could have a solid year, a better year than last year. Sky Moore, who I have big hopes for. Justin Ross as well. And I'm just loving what we're doing, man. Our new right tackles. I said right tackles. Our new tackles. Our new offensive line in general. This is looking very good. And every day I'm just getting even more and more excited. And what I want to touch on is Jody Fortson as well. I got to make a video on him. I think Jody Fortson is going to be very good. Because I was loving the plays he was making throughout the season. And before that, in the preseason, he was making some big plays. He's just another big body wide receiver who's going to pair well with Justin Ross. And we know Travis Kelce is going to be Travis Kelce. He's going to have a good season because, I mean, it's Travis Kelce. He has a good season every single year. So he's going to have a great season. So that's good to know that you're going to have a guaranteed 1,000 yards with Travis Kelce. And then you got, like I said, Patrick Mahomes, who's going to put up probably 5,000 or another record-breaking year. So the sky's the limit for the Kansas City Chiefs. And you also got to remember Justin Watson. He's making some pretty big plays. Jerick McKinnon, who's probably going to be another red zone threat probably this year like he did last year. So it's looking very good for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're cooking up a lot, right? And then Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid, hell of a head coach. He's a very great head coach, very good offensive mind. Always going to cook up plays for us and make sure that everybody's getting open, and he's always going to have them trick plays as well to get some easy points. So I love this, man. I just love this, and I hope Andy Reid and Kelce and Mahomes could stay together for at least 3 to 5 more years, which is probably going to be hard due to the age of Kelce and Andy Reid. But I'm hoping it could happen. But it's good to know that we're going to have Mahomes for at least 10 more years. So it's very good to know that. Well, probably not 10, but I mean, if he re-signs, he probably will re-sign, but it's good to know we're going to have him for the future. This is our franchise quarterback. We're going to have him for the future. And that goes to show you more rings is going to come. And I just want to tell all Chiefs fans, enjoy this, man. Do not take this for granted. Times was hard. And now we have Patrick Mahomes, who's going to lead us to more and more and more Super Bowls with this young team that's going to be here for some years to come with this young old line. So it's just good to have a young, dominant team because you know it's going to keep going and it has no reason to stop. And Travis Kelce, he still wants to play because he said that him and Patrick Mahomes is going to have more rings than Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. So that means he's going for 5 rings. So they need 3 more. So that means they're going to go for at least 3 more rings, and that'll be very great to watch. Watching us beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl was honestly a very good experience, and I just have to see that again, man. Like the Niners and the Eagles games, that just felt good. And I have to just see something like that again, man. I'm kind of addicted to these Super Bowls now, just like Mahomes. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. This is kind of like a calm, light video, just talking about the team, you know. It's for your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace.